More questions as the Trump administration has slightly changed course on its federal funding freeze after a judge blocked parts of the plan on Wednesday. Now the administration has now rescinded its memo from the Office of Management and Budget, but the president's executive order apparently remains in effect. ABC 22's Matt Holderman breaks down the latest developments and how this could impact people locally.
The American people strongly support these efforts. I talked about it during the campaign, and they voted for us in record numbers.
President Donald Trump defending his plan to freeze federal loan and grant programs Wednesday afternoon, saying it's still a principal priority of his to get the most out of every single tax dollar for Americans.
We are merely looking at parts of the big bureaucracy where there has been tremendous waste and fraud and abuse.
But Democrats, including ones locally, argue the freeze would shut down or restrict resources that are crucial to communities.
This order will be a disaster for Vermonters and working people all across this country.
Senator Bernie Sanders and the rest of Vermont's congressional delegation said Tuesday that some of the top programs in the state that would be affected by a freeze include Meals on Wheels, Head Start, and Section 8. Furthermore, in the original memo from OMB, roughly 2,600 federal programs were named in total that could be on the chopping block. According to the New York Times, that also includes initiatives like the National School Lunch Program, Federal Transit Formula Grants, the CHIPS Incentive Program, and special education grants to states, all of which Vermont receives funding from. Vermont's largest private employer, Global Foundries, has benefited numerous times from the CHIPS Incentive Program, getting millions of dollars in funding to create more jobs and construct semiconductors for things like smartphones and electric vehicles. The company sent me this statement Wednesday afternoon, briefly saying, quote, "Like others in our industry, we are working to gather more information on this new development." Also following the freeze is AgeWell, a nonprofit in Colchester serving older adults. They said to me Wednesday evening, quote, "The OMB will continue their scrutiny and evaluations of all federally and grant-funded programs and Older Americans Act programs, including Meals on Wheels. We are not out of the woods as far as ensuring that the new administration understands the incredible value of the federally funded services that so many rely on nationwide." Meanwhile, as this was developing Tuesday afternoon, Vermont House Speaker Jill Krawinski and other state Democrats commented at the State House. They say that while they still have a lot to learn about the president's federal freeze plans, they have already opened talks on potentially using state dollars to fund programs that the freeze could affect.
We've asked the administration and the Joint Fiscal Office to begin a process of stress testing our reserve funds and our budgets to see what we're ready for.
Things get started and they get taken back by Washington, so it's hard to plan for that kind of unpredictability and uncertainty.
Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.